Hey, hi, how the fuck are ya?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Pull up a chair and grab your teacups. We are about to go on another adventure together.
Woo!
We love adventures. Oh, Lord. Kaylee,
That was my UFO.
Kaylee thought about that one real hard
I did.
before she did it.
Listen, Tross, she's been feeding us mimosas for like 20 minutes now.
For
So
real.
It's so good.
this is going to be the best episode we've ever done.
Worth
Probably, yeah.
it.
I can already feel it in my balls.
You're welcome.
I love that for us.
Oh, God. But before we go on this adventure, we have to go over all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're new here, my name is Trassie Assy, and every couple weeks I sit down with my sister Janet and my niece Kaylee. And we have ourselves a little tea party. We talk about everything from murder to history and pretty much everything in between that you can think of that's like
Anything that's weird.
or fucking
Traumatizing, like
yeah.
a guy who pees in front of buildings.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, not everyone
wait,
got to
cut
hear
that
that
out.
one.
Wait,
We'll leave it
sneak
in.
peek?
Leave it in.
Leave it
in.
Not everyone got to hear that because that's on our extra poison episode, which is only available to our Patreon members.
that's right.
And if you want to go look at that, you can go to...
Patreon.com/thepoisonteaparty, and then you can become a member and get on that extra poison episode, which we're going to be dropping another one pretty quick here. Actually, this week.
This week,
There's going to be one that goes along with this episode.
Yes.
So hop on over to the Patreon and become a member and listen to the extra
fucking
poison.
do it. Anyways,
Go us for plugging.
Wow, that was great.
we do all of this to say while sipping on our favorite poison. And today I'm so grateful that the fucking holidays are in the rear view.
Oh my
finally.
God, yes.
You and me both.
For real. So I decided to celebrate with mimosas, as the girls have already said, and I made us a like classic tea time coochie board.
Yes. Did you
Incredible.
get pictures before we
I did.
annihilated this
I
fucker?
did.
Because the fucking thing is just toast.
I got
It's
it.
gone.
We got cucumber sandwiches. We got smoked salmon bites, scones, croissants. We've got the honey butter. We've got it all. It's great.
Don't forget the
Don't
fig.
forget the fig and
Oh, yeah.
chili.
Yeah, the
jelly.
chili fig jam. That
Jam,
shit's
yes.
so good. Before we get too far into this, let's take a minute to talk about our social media, even though the girls already plugged
Sorry.
the Patreon page.
We kinda jumped the
that's
gun
good.
there.
That's good.
Yep.
We also have our Facebook. So if you haven't yet, go head on over to our Facebook and give us a like, and that's the best place to keep up to date with our like day-to-day shenanigans, like what we're up to and what we're about to release and all of that.
Yes.
Okay, so I have questions.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
They're not crazy. What do you think of when I say poison?
Our podcast.
Yeah. I always think of a fucking really just generic bottle with liquid in it.
Yeah.
My
With like a
husband
little
comes to
skull on
mind.
it.
Yeah.
I asked my husband this last night, and he said rats. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
that's weird. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably pretty common.
all right, so what poison do you think is the most popular in history? I don't have any statistics or facts for you. I just want to know what you think is the most
I would say arsenic or
That's-
ricin or
cyanide.
cyanide.
Cyanide is a big one too.
Yes. All the fun ones, you know.
Yeah.
All the greats.
I know what you were.
Strychnine.
Yeah, there's that one.
I mean antifreeze. Yeah, people
Antifreeze,
feed
yeah.
antifreeze
Because
to
it's
people.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
what-
like a lot of poisons.
there's a shit ton of them.
that you just don't even.
You don't even think about.
No.
Yeah, Kaylee, trash.
Shut
Oh,
up.
bitch.
Hold on. You want to know something crazy though?
Yeah,
I
I do.
One of like. This
I'm
is
burping
so.
up mimosa.
Here's a little science lesson for all you
I
fuckers.
fucking love science.
No.
Hail science. Hail science.
So like I'm probably a fucking crazy person, but when I start deep cleaning, I just start using all cleaning products.
You can't do
You
that.
can't
You
do
can't
that.
do that.
I've learned that on numerous
Yeah.
occasions.
But that's how like
Stay safe. Don't mix
don't
your fucking
mix your
chemicals.
stuff.
Just use bleach and that's it.
Yeah, literally just use one, pick one, and stick with it. But a ton of people die a year from mixing just cleaning chemicals.
Oh my
in
god,
their
is that
house.
true?
Yeah.
I probably have come pretty
They
close.
don't teach you that.
Twice.
No,
that I
it's
can
not
think of.
something.
Yeah.
It's not something that's really talked about. But
No.
yeah, it's a huge problem. Don't mix your chemicals.
And that's
Don't do it.
that's
don't
even
mix toilet bowl cleaner and straight bleach.
Yeah, don't mix
Yeah.
anything with bleach. Bleach
Or
needs to be by itself.
vinegar.
Bleach and that shit
stuff,
you
too.
spray in your shower that supposedly eats soap scum. Don't mix those
Yeah.
Oh,
two.
the scrubbing bubbles.
Yeah, those are really bad. They get really smelly.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
You're gonna make some mustard gas and fucking poison
I
yourself.
think I did one time.
I almost passed out.
My
once
lungs
doing that.
hurt for like 3 days after this one time, and I was like, oh my god.
That's just nuts.
I need to chill out on the OCD cleaning problem
Same.
thing
Yeah.
that I have. But that's long gone. Don't worry. I haven't cleaned my house in like fucking 3 weeks.
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
Yeah, she's chilled out a lot.
Yeah.
I've taken over.
What's your favorite poison?
You know
You know what mine is?
what?
Mimosas.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's a good point. If we're talking that kind of poison.
Any poison. Pick your poison. That's what I named this episode.
Man, I
is
should
pick
have,
your
like-
poison.
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Been prepared for this because I can't even think of
Yeah, no, I
anything.
can't think of shit right
Hold
now because
on.
my sister fucking just lubed me up.
Listen,
Like, I am fucking...
my first glass, I
Gone.
slammed it. I slammed my
You
first
did.
one.
You came down here and was like, I'm going to just slam this. All of a sudden, she's over there just...
It was
Yep.
good as fuck.
I'm like, oh my god.
I needed it. It was a thing.
I haven't ate all day except for this coochie board, so this mimosa is really hitting hard.
It's making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
What's that shit on that movie Death Becomes Her that she puts in the glasses to make them pass out? Remember? It's like
Yeah.
glycol,
I don't remember what it is.
Glycolysis.
lumin.
I know what you're talking about, but
I don't remember what it's called, but I remember. I love that fucking
I
movie
love that.
so
They
much.
were supposed to be remaking that. Did you know
Really?
that? But it's not going to be the same. It's
No,
not
but
gonna
I
be
don't
as good.
care. Is it still going to be them?
No.
Oh, well then fuck no, I don't
No,
want to watch
'cause
it.
they're
No,
old
that's
now.
stupid.
Yeah, Meryl Streep and fucking what's her name?
I can't remember her name, but
Oh my god, I love her. She's Kate Hudson's mom. She's my favorite one
Oh,
in the
Goldie
movie. Yeah,
Hawn.
Goldie Hawn. There we go. And Bruce Willis.
yeah,
plays-
but he can't
I know.
anymore either.
So damn. But anyway, hopefully they do remake it. That'll be dope.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not
I'll
supportive,
probably
but I'm gonna watch it.
cyanide.
John said his favorite was cyanide.
That shit's
Cyanide
brutal. Cyanide's brutal.
is-
That's the shit that makes you like foam at the
Yeah.
mouth and just like seize up and just
Seizure your ass.
yeah, it seizures your ass.
Exactly.
Kaylee's
You
unimpressed.
use-
Oh my God.
She's not ready for this.
If you use cyanide, like, there's no fucking up.
No. You're fucking done. You're toast. Just like this fucking croissant.
Toast.
Sorry, I
You're
agree.
as toasted
Formaldehyde?
as the croissant. Ew,
Oh.
no.
Is that a poison?
Technically.
I mean, technically, yeah.
And did you know that in
Oh my God.
some disposable vapes that
Oh yeah, it's all
were out there?
formaldehyde. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in joints.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, whoops.
Yeah.
Don't
Just-
fucking do it.
We didn't do nothing. We're just
Save-
giving advice.
Save your
We're
brain
just
cells
giving advice.
to not do it. Not do anything. Anyway.
Time to sip.
All right.
Time to sip. Cut
So-
all that out.
Cut it out. Cut that out.
Leave it in.
Leave it in.
So if you haven't figured it out by now, we here at the Poison Tea Party, we're doing it. Today we're going to be talking about our first poison. Can you even believe
This
it?
is okay, so this is episode 20.
I know, and I'm like,
Holy fuck.
because we've been doing
Yeah.
this for a while now.
Yeah.
And we have yet to talk about
A poison. Yeah, we kind of saved it.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be so dope. I'm so excited.
Dopest dope I ever
Dope.
smoked.
Dopest dope I ever smoked.
All right. So, arsenic.
What you know about it? What you know
Oh,
about
my
it?
damn.
God. Are
I
you-
know all about it.
Popping bottles in the club.
Like a
That's not what.
I was like, I just went.
And Tracy's like, holy fucking God.
She's like,
I should have never given these.
I shouldn't
bitches
have given them
mimosas.
mimosas.
Oh fuck! All right, we're gonna get pretty technical here. So strap
Oh,
in,
God.
strap on.
Yep, strap on.
Strap on, bitch.
That was the smoked salmon in her mouth.
Which is delicious, by the way.
Oh
All
my
the-
god,
yeah.
so good. Okay, so naturally occurring in the Earth's crust and widely dispersed in the environment, arsenic is the 20th most abundant element on the periodic
Wow.
table.
Wow.
Yes,
That's crazy. I know that it occurs in groundwater and stuff.
it's naturally occurring. We'll go over that about the drinking water sitch because I didn't know that either until I started researching. But in nature, arsenic is usually found in sedimentary rock joined to or mixed with other elements. Usually it's oxygen or sulfur. It really likes sulfur, so it connects onto that more than
It
anything
likes
else.
that wicked ass sulfur because
loves it
it's fucking
stanky.
wicked.
Because it's stanky.
Yeah.
I support it.
The common ore, arsenopyrite, so an ore is, metals mixed together, is a combination of arsenic with sulfur and iron, and this ore has been known since the Greeks of Aristotle's time. And it's an important commercial source of arsenic. Yes, commercial source. We'll get into that a little bit later, because this shit, I was like, mind blown.
Mm-hmm.
A less common form of arsenic found in nature is a silver gray rock called arsenic trioxide. And arsenic trioxide is important as a raw material for products containing arsenic. Because there are a lot of fucking products. Well, there were.
A lot.
But we still do. So anyway, we still do have arsenic in things. Because arsenic is an element like carbon and oxygen, it does not break down in the environment into a simpler substance.
Nope.
Some forms of arsenic are quite toxic and others are really less toxic. But when you hear arsenic, you think, you're
gonna die.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most arsenic compounds are undetectable to the senses since they have no smell or taste. But when arsenic is heated, it passes directly from a solid state to a gas and it smells like garlic.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, I would be
eat
like,
it.
damn,
would
it'd be
be
smelling
like-
good in here.
That's how they'd kill me.
Right, me too.
They're
I
like,
love
we'll lure
garlic.
her in here with some garlic.
That's exactly how I would die.
I would die that way. Yes.
Oh my motherfucking God.
It smells like garlic
Yep.
when it's burnt. That's the weirdest
it's-
fucking thing ever.
Yeah, it's said to be like a pretty strong garlic. Like, there's no denying that that's what you're smelling. Your mom needs another mimosa, Kaylee. You
I
better
don't
get
know
on
if
that.
you should do it.
Yeah, you should do it.
All right, don't spill it on the Zoom.
Don't spill it on that. All of the natural forms of arsenic can be traced back to geological deposits. On average, there are about 2 parts of arsenic for every million parts of rock or soil on Earth.
Jesus
Yee.
Christ.
It gets worse, but arsenic is not distributed evenly throughout the globe. Sedimentary rock in some areas, such as regions of India, China, and South America, may contain as much arsenic as 2 parts per 100 instead of million.
Okay.
Higher than average concentrations of arsenic have also been found in the underground rock of some areas of the United States. Such areas include New Hampshire, Maine, Michigan, and several western and southwestern states. Arsenic in these regions sometimes appears in the bedrock as concentrated streaks or veins. So, like, you can see it in the bedrock.
Oh,
Does it
wow.
affect the Lake Michigan?
That I didn't
I wonder
look
if
at.
it's like,
Probably.
yeah, because
Could be.
it's so concentrated.
Under certain conditions, arsenic from geological formations may leach into groundwater.
Okay, yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about groundwater in a minute. Me too. It's the orange juice. It always makes my...
I was thinking about getting us a fucking air filter,
Didn't I have one down here at one point?
an air purifier.
Qualifier.
What the fuck?
You got qualified air, bitch.
I had to put my cup under my mouth.
I just sounded
almost
like
spit my-
Ludacris.
I almost spit that fucking mimosa out,
You
bro.
got qualified. You got hair.
Didn't I have that qualifier down here?
Didn't I have that
Leave
qualified
it in.
air?
Leave it in.
If you do not have qualified air, you are not pimping. Yeah, I sound like Ludacris straight up. I can't right now.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. That's funny as fuck.
Oh my god.
You are not pimping.
If you are not on the dance floor with your girl and she's out there shaking it for somebody else, well, you are not pimping.
Good God.
Man, I haven't heard that shit in a grip.
Love it.
That's fucking, yeah, I like it.
Because we're pimping all over the world. That's a good song, man.
I know, I listened to that.
Don't fuck with it. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
continue.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know.
No,
I
I
had
mean, I'm
Ludacris in
totally
me.
here for what just happened. Like,
so
it was fine.
Leave it in, for real. I want everyone to know not to fuck with me.
Because we're pimping all over
because
the
we're not
world.
pimping. Because I straight up have Ludacris in my body and soul, bitch.
Oh, God. Love him.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, God. So,
For now.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that, but I'll try. Humans have produced concentrated sources of arsenic by digging it up, using it, and moving it all around. Such activities include mining arsenic-containing ores and smelting to extract copper, silver, or gold. It's a byproduct of smelting. Of course, in some cases, miners were seeking the actual arsenic itself rather than the ore, but, The past uses of arsenic include pesticides, agricultural chemicals, and waste from ammunition. Glass and chemical manufacturers have also dispersed arsenic into the environment.
Mm-hmm. Of course they have.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Toxic waste sites often contain high amounts of arsenic in combination with other toxic waste, obviously. So one site is the watershed of the Abrazonia River, and that's near Boston, Massachusetts. And wastes were dumped for more than a century there.
Ew.
Yeah. And
I hate that shit, man. Get the fuck
hell?
out.
For real, lake
Really?
sediments in that region have been found to contain as much as 1 to 2% arsenic by weight,
Oh my fucking.
which is extremely high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
Which means if you lick it, you're dead.
You lick
You
it, you
did.
ticket.
You
You're
lick
done.
it.
Your ticket's punched. You're done.
Tick, tick, tick. Your life is running out.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know why, but
Who thought mimosas were going to be like
It was
the
a
bomb
great
idea?
I thought it was a fabulous
And it
idea, and
is.
I'm still okay with it.
We got to get... I don't know how y'all are going to listen to this.
This is going to be fine. So arsenic has a long history as a poison,
yeah.
more particularly a rat poison.
Yes.
Humans have exploited its toxic properties in weed killers, fungicides, insecticides, especially in like vineyards, apple orchards, and cotton and tobacco fields. Arsenic has been used as an embalming agent to preserve specimens in taxidermy and to defoliate cotton for harvesting.
I
And
didn't know
defoliate, if you didn't know, because I had to fucking Google what it is, it just means to pull the leaves off, basically.
Oh.
But, you know, what do you do?
Word
like,
of the day.
dip your-
Defoliate.
right.
I don't understand. They were using arsenic to just take leaves off of trees.
Cotton. It was
Oh, cotton.
Yeah. And the other ones were used as insecticides for like apple vineyards and whatnot.
Okay.
Apple orchards.
I
vineyards.
just wish I could see
Which-
how
I
this...
said apple vineyards, and a vineyard is a fucking grape. Yeah, no, it
You
is.
can be an apple vineyard, can't
It
you?
would be an apple orchard
Well, don't they make wine out of apples sometimes?
sometimes.
And it's
That's a
bomb.
vineyard. Well, no, you're right. It's an orchard.
It's an orchard.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
But have you ever heard that? And do you talk about it? Like apple juice has high levels of arsenic.
I do go into the food aspect of
What?
it, but I
Yeah.
don't go into
And so does
specifics.
rice, which
Yeah.
I eat a lot of.
It's everywhere.
It's yeah.
That
like,
makes
you can't get
sense,
away
though.
from it.
Is that why they
because
say...
it doesn't break down. So it's an element. So in order for it to change, it has to combine with something. However, it's not changing completely because the arsenic is still there and you can still render it down to be arsenic again, just arsenic. So arsenic is everywhere.
Okay, so when... I don't ever fucking listen to this shit because it's stupid to me, but is this why when they're all like, be careful about reheating your rice? Is it for
No, that's a
arsenic
different
stuff?
that's a different
Yeah, I
if
don't
it's
know
not
much
stored
about
properly. You have to, like, when you're done with your rice, you immediately have to store it properly, because if you don't, then it like grows all this
that.
like
Don't worry, Kaylee, about that minute rice, girl.
do we need
Yeah,
to,
you already know what kind of rice I'm
you do
using.
the,
I'm
you
not-
do the thing with your rice.
I'm not
Okay,
using
that
none of
minute
that.
rice ain't even real rice anymore,
it's that.
and that's what I use too.
Beginning in the late 1700s, arsenic was used as a pigment in paintings, fabrics, and wallpaper. One popular pigment called Scheele's green after the Swedish chemist who invented it. It was a bright green hue made from copper arsenic.
That's why I
People
like green.
literally died because of the wallpaper.
So the color of arsenic, when it's in its compound form, it's a bright yellow, sort of like the color of an orange juice. In higher concentrates, that takes on a hue of green. So just imagine the concentrate that
And
would
how-
be needed to.
Well, and how popular that specific color was
Absolutely.
in Victorian times.
yeah, and that's what they used on their fucking wallpapers in
And
almost
it
every
wasn't-
room of their fucking houses.
Well, it wasn't
And all
just,
y'all
it
little
wasn't
kids.
just wallpaper. Their dresses, their stockings, like literally everything.
To
was-
dye.
stuff.
Yeah, used it as a dye. So imagine the levels of poison that they were just like around daily.
And they were aware that these things were poison. They just didn't give a fuck.
Then I don't really give a
think-
fuck. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I think they were aware, but sort of like aware in the same way that you're aware cigarettes give you cancer and you smoke.
Fair.
So you're like, oh, yeah, well,
I'll take
it
my
hasn't
chances.
happened yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen to all of us. Yeah. And
That's
that's
fair.
kind of the same thing I think that they were doing.
That seems fair.
Even back then, they were like, I call bullshit. Everything's going to give us cancer.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how I am now.
Oh, God. In the 18th and 19th centuries, ammunition manufacturers added arsenic to melted lead, and arsenic increased the surface tension of the molten lead, producing a more rounded shot. So it was like coveted to like, let's just throw that in there because it makes the shot more rounded and nice.
Also, it's poison.
It's poison. Fuck it. Arsenic compounds have been used medicinally at least since the time of Hippocrates in the 5th century. One of the best known arsenical preparations was a 1% solution of potassium arsenite called Fowler's solution. You may have heard of this, which was used beginning in the 19th century to treat skin diseases, syphilis, digestive problems, and other internal ailments.
They fucking used this
Yes.
for literally everything.
Everything.
Anything.
God.
Headaches, gum bleeding,
Sores.
abdominal pain.
They made a paste to like put on sores and stuff with with arsenic in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Just
used
fucking
it for
crazies.
everything.
They're fucking nuts, man. Unfortunately, it became apparent that people who use Fowler's had a significantly elevated incidence of cancer, and its use was phased out between the 1930s and the 1950s. But
Which
that's
is
still,
like so recent.
yeah, it's not that long
really
ago.
not that
Not that
long
long
ago.
ago.
So.
A number of medical formulations containing arsenic were developed in the early 20th century, but most uses were suspended in the 1940s and 50s. One arsenical preparation that is still used today is a drug called melarsoprol, and it is used to treat African sleeping sickness. And
What the fuck?
I didn't look this up all the way, but yeah, it's still a thing, and it's still used. And there are other things it's used for still today, and we'll talk about them. Deposits of arsenic were mined extensively in the United States from the mid to late 1800s. New Hampshire was the primary domestic source for many decades. And it actually was known as the arsenic state. Since 1986,
Crazy.
which is after, you were born, right before I was born. No arsenic producers have operated in the United States.
Shut up. I was born in 1991.
Yep, sure were.
Yeah.
Raw materials needed to produce arsenic-containing products are now imported. We don't mine for it anymore.
We don't fuck with that anymore.
Nah, we good.
We learned our lesson. We learned
That's
it.
what we think.
And just another little...
Not everything's a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah,
Katie.
bitch.
Yeah, it is.
A little tidbit here is that in the 19th century, a third of all criminal cases of poisoning involved arsenic specifically.
I believe it.
It was very popular. Arsenic was available in any chemist shop. It was sold as a rat poison, and it was really cheap. It was really inexpensive.
They sold it in like pellets.
Yeah. Its popularity led to a wave of high-profile trials for arsenic poisoning, most of which targeted women specifically. Sorry, Kaylee.
Sorry, Kaylee.
Well, follows the theme of history, doesn't it?
For real. All right, so now we're going to talk about food a little bit. Arsenic enters the food web when it is taken up from the soil because it's literally in everything, by plants that are eaten by animals, or when it is taken up from water by algae or plankton that are eaten by fish. So fruits and vegetables generally contain extremely small traces of arsenic, and slightly higher, although still not a lot, amounts may be found in animals. Particularly aquatic species like shellfish. And that's because it's mostly in the water because of the way that it
Those
leaches.
poor
The
And-
damn
same way that
fish.
you'll find mercury in salmon.
Yeah.
It's like the same
Yeah.
kind of thing. And that's like Trav said, is something that doesn't break down. So it's just transferred.
Yeah.
Poor fish.
All over.
Poor fish. What the fuck are you over here? You don't eat fish?
For real.
I love fish.
You just ate
Goddamn.
smoked salmon a second ago.
And I'll eat that damn shrimp too.
But in general, foods are
too.
not a major source of arsenic toxicity for humans. The arsenic found at high concentrations in fish tissue are a non-toxic form that is easily eliminated by the body. So
okay.
it's not like, the one that's going to kill you. Arsenic in drinking water is a far greater concern.
Yes.
Underground water flowing over arsenic-rich rock may become contaminated with high concentrations of toxic form of arsenic, which can make its way into private wells and public water supplies. In certain parts of the world, drinking water may contain arsenic concentrations as high as 1 part per million, which is pretty high if you're thinking about water. More recently, it's become apparent that geological deposits are also linked to elevated levels of arsenic in drinking water in the United States, and this includes New England and the Southwest majorly. Arsenic levels in the U.S. drinking water are lower than those found in the southern hemisphere of the world, but are still high enough to raise health concerns. And human activities were once believed to be a major source of arsenic in food and water, but natural geological sources of arsenic now appear to be a far greater significant like source of arsenic leaching into like the groundwater and shit like that.
Right.
Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Studies in animal species provide strong evidence that arsenic is an essential trace element. Okay, get this. This is fucking crazy to me.
You said essential?
Essential. At least for birds and mammals, okay? So when researchers completely eliminated arsenic from the diets of animals in experiments, the animals became ill, and some developed reproductive problems, and the offspring of these arsenic-deprived adults were born with developmental problems. And putting a small amount of arsenic back into the animals' diets completely reversed these effects at all.
Interesting.
It's probably because it's been in their fucking
Could be that, you know, we've adapted
habits
and
for
we've...
so long.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a thing, but, you know, it's just kind of weird. And dietary requirements for arsenic in humans are still controversial. There are trace amounts of arsenic in almost all food and water, air, and soil. So it is difficult to find a human who's isolated enough from all the sources of arsenic to be able to, like, do any sort of experiment on, because it's literally in everything that we do all the time. We always have trace amounts of arsenic in whatever we're eating or drinking.
It's sort of like similar to like the fluoride thing.
Yes.
Oh god, the fluoride. They put that shit in your water, by the way.
Yeah, but it's
To
not all
clean your
bad
teeth.
though.
It's not all
It's
bad.
not all bad because you need a little bit of it. Do we need that much?
No,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
need that much.
But obviously, if you take arsenic out and people are all fucked up from it,
Right.
you take fluoride out, you're gonna be all fucked up from that.
You're probably going to find something similar.
it's just because we've adapted to it
Your
over
poor
generations.
Your poor teeth.
And that makes sense. There are no known human health effects of arsenic deficiency, if any even do fucking exist. And the effects observed in arsenic deficient animals would be hard to detect and characterize in humans just because of the length of time it would take. Most investigators believe that it is likely that we receive all the arsenic that we need from our normal diet, and there's currently no recommendation for a daily dietary intake for humans. Please don't go eat arsenic.
No, that
don't-
doesn't sound like a
don't.
good time.
Don't do it. Like any other poison, whether an exposure to arsenic is harmful largely depends on its chemical and physical form and how you're exposed to it. One way of being exposed to arsenic is by breathing it in as a dust, which, you know, miners and stuff, when they were doing all that. There are normally little to no uptake of arsenic through the skin at an environmental level. So, like, you know, absorbing it through your skin is not of concern at the environmental level. Don't go fucking slapping arsenic balm on you.
No,
The route of exposure and most concern today is by ingesting arsenic, particularly through the drinking water. This one's crazy. The concentrations of arsenic found in the heavily contaminated drinking water of Bangladesh are between 170 and 1,500 micrograms per liter. Okay, so in comparison, a person would have to ingest more than 70,000 micrograms of arsenic all at once to be fatally poisoned by a single dose. But that number is not far off. So if you think about 170 to 1,500 micrograms per liter is what is found in their drinking water. But it takes 70,000 to kill you in one go, right? You're being heavily poisoned every time you fucking drink the water in Bangladesh. Like, that shit is fucking, that's high.
And that's why they tell you when you travel, don't drink the
water.
fucking water.
Yeah.
No, and that's just fucking, it's just crazy to me. But nevertheless, exposure over a long period of time, even though you're not going to be poisoned right away if you drink the water in Bangladesh, over time, you're definitely going to be feeling some fucking side effects
So like
from
60-year-old women, men are like all fucked up. They got to be poisoned.
For real. And it is associated in Bangladesh with a wide variety of like
I wonder,
illnesses
do
and
they
stuff.
have like a little don't drink the water here?
Probably.
Do they?
Probably.
I don't know.
Or we
Is
should
there
go
a
and put it
filter
up.
that can like filter arsenic
No,
out?
because it's an
No.
element, so you literally have to like, you have to separate it like using
science-y.
yeah, you have to like chemically like fucking do
Oh,
the shit.
God.
Yeah. You have to bind it with something else to remove it.
And it's in the groundwater there, so
Yeah.
there's no, unless they're like having like a processing plant before the water hits the.
Right.
And
Which
you have
maybe
to be,
they do if it's that bad.
If it's that bad, I would think that they would do that.
if you want to spend the money to do that.
I was gonna say because that's a big city. It's a lot of people there. It's a lot of water.
Dartmouth researchers are conducting studies to determine the health effects of drinking water containing arsenic at the elevated levels found in certain regions of the United States currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're nowhere near Bangladesh.
Yeah. No. I think we're all right
No.
here.
Hold on.
Lucky us.
I need a mimosa, so I gotta pop a bottle.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Arsenic has been the poison of choice since antiquity because it is difficult to detect in food and water, and because the symptoms of poisoning of arsenic can be mistaken for other illnesses like food poisoning, or the flu,
yeah.
or whatever.
Get the shits.
Yep.
Your stomach hurts.
Get the shits.
You're gonna have
Get
to
them real
share.
bad.
Your stomach hurts. You get a fever. You're dead.
You're dead. Bam. You're
Dead.
dead.
Cut it.
Oh, God. At a very high single dose of arsenic, it can cause severe shock, general paralysis, delirium, and then death within a few hours.
Super fun time.
Super fun time. At a somewhat lower dose, the primary symptoms are nausea, headache, intense gastrointestinal pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. And this can be followed by extensive gastrointestinal bleeding, loss of blood pressure, and a decrease in brain function, followed by death.
Lord.
Oh, Lord.
If you really want to watch them suffer.
You better watch yourself.
These effects are rare except in cases of intentional poisoning or suicides. Workers and others who have been exposed to arsenic over long periods of time, mostly by breathing it in, can show symptoms that include melanosis, and melanosis is a change in pigmentation of the skin similar to freckling. Hyperkeratosis, which is an extensive thickening of the skin, especially on the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Damage to heart and blood vessels, a decrease in both red and white blood cell production, and severe inflammation of the liver.
Liver.
Your liver, bitch.
Oh.
Mine has been suffering.
Arsenic is cleared from the body quickly, so the most important remedy for arsenic poisoning is by eliminating the whatever exposure, If you're mining, stop doing that.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Don't do it.
If you're in Bangladesh, get the fuck out.
You're going to be poisoned.
Drink bottled water.
Duh.
Don't drink Dasani, though.
No, don't drink
Oh,
that
girl.
shit. Don't do.
You just called someone out.
Don't do
That's
that.
gonna be on an episode.
Don't go down that road.
Oh,
No water should fizz when you open it.
Oh shit.
does it?
That Dasani does, yeah.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
The most serious effects of arsenic, such as cancer and diabetes, because yes, did you know this? Long-term exposure, perhaps lasting like 20 years or so or more, it has been linked to diabetes.
What a weird... You know what? So it's got something to do with the sugars in your body.
And what you're eating, maybe.
In cases of extreme poisoning, chemical compounds called chelating agents can be used as an antidote. Chelating agents work by binding arsenic tightly, thus making it inactive. This can help remove arsenic from a person's body, averting severe toxicity and death. I don't really know what those are or what the side effects of like taking a chelating agent is, but it's got to be better than dying, right? So, the king of poison and the poison of kings. So, in the Middle Ages, arsenic gained notoriety as an effective homicidal and suicidal agent, both because of the frequency of its use and because of its involvement in many high-profile murders.
Could you imagine killing yourself with this shit?
People did it all the time on accident because they were trying to poison somebody else and they poisoned
And they
themselves.
poison themselves?
Karma's a bitch.
Oh my god, because this shit probably absorbs through the skin relatively
Depending on
easily.
what they're using, yeah. Like a natural form of arsenic, no. But the shit that people were making and coming up with,
Right.
absolutely, yeah. Arsenic is often referred to as the king of poison and the poison of kings because of its potency and its discreetness, particularly with the intent of removing members of a ruling class during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. It is well documented that arsenic was among the poisons used most by the Medici and the Borgia families to eradicate rivals, and we'll talk more about them in a little while. Arsenic continued to enjoy its reputation as a high-profile poison and was implicated in several other prominent murder cases, most famously the death of Napoleon Bonaparte in 1851, which some conspiracy theorists claim was a political assassination. And I don't go into Napoleon Bonaparte. Listen, there's so many fucking things with arsenic. Just fucking look it up.
Napoleon fell apart.
Napoleon
Napoleon
fell apart. Leave it in. Leave it in.
That's all I can hear.
Fucking Napoleon.
Oh!
Learn your lesson.
Learn your lesson.
Don't fuck with it.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay.
Don't worry, he was fucking attacked by rabbits one time, so he probably
Yeah.
deserved this
Probably.
Probably.
In Renaissance Europe, the art of poisoning became a social norm. So the poisoner made appointments and had set prices. The client named their victim, and then the poisoner was then paid when the job was finished. Sounds easy enough.
shit. Yeah.
Many others took up this occupation throughout the late Renaissance in Europe, and there was a series of young, wealthy, married women suddenly becoming young, wealthy, eligible widows.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
I mean, whoops.
Poison is the women's weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they've been saying.
That's what they be saying.
I don't know nothing about that.
I
but-
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. In 17th century France, white arsenic became known as poudre de succession, which means the inheritance powder. So, let me get some of that powder de succession.
Which, that's how often this shit was being used.
Yeah,
like,
it just was so completely
it was like
acceptable.
common as fuck.
Yeah, it was not a big deal. From the 18th century, the incidence of poisoning waned as methods of post-mortem detection were developed. And in 1836, James Marsh, an English chemist, developed a successful chemical test for arsenic poisoning. Now you're thinking, okay, 1836. Arsenic has been around for forever. It's an element. And people knew that it was
century, yeah.
it was a poison and what it was used for. It was not until 1836 that they could actually detect that somebody was actually poisoned using arsenic. In the 19th century, women applied arsenic powder to whiten their faces,
Yep.
as well as their hair and scalp to destroy vermin.
Yep.
And it was also thought that arsenic consumption by women gave quote unquote beauty and freshness to the skin.
It made the women look flush.
Right.
So it made their cheeks more rosy or whatever, which
Yep.
was supposed to give them a glowing young appearance,
Well,
but
because
also
at
was
the
killing
time-
them.
Right. At the time, like that was it. Like makeup wasn't a thing and blush was the thing. And we talk about that here next. So taking Fowler's solution, which we had talked about earlier, and it was invented by Thomas Fowler in 1786. It was a treatment for various chronic disorders. That was popular with Victorian prostitutes to give them rosy cheeks.
Oh, okay, okay.
In actuality, it was damaging the capillaries of their face.
So it would
Yeah.
explode them and
Right.
make your cheeks appear more red, but
Right.
really.
It was really fucking yo shit up.
Yeah, it was really
It's
fucking
really eating away at your skin,
for real.
girl.
Yeah.
Arsenic continued to be
You need to
used.
do some skincare, girl.
Yeah. Oh my God. Arsenic continued to be used in cosmetics well into the 20th century. And this was a common source of accidental poisoning as well. Oh, cheers.
Tea break. We're having
Tea
a
break.
Whoop. Mine was...
mimosa break. Cheers.
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 Oh my God.
Cheers.
Oh, it's so refreshing.
It
my
is. It's so
God.
good. It
What a
tastes so
great
good. I
idea.
know. We're going to have to do this again.
Yeah.
So Hippocrates, we talked a little bit about him earlier. He used arsenic sulfides to treat ulcers and abscesses.
I was wondering if you were going to talk about this.
Like, seriously, what the fuck? You have open fucking wounds and you're just slapping arsenic on that
So
shit.
they would rub it on there, and then your skin would literally slide off of your body
like
because
a
it was
fucking rib bone.
yeah.
Ugh.
So not only was your skin sliding off your body and pussing and disgusting, you're also poisoning your blood when you're putting the arsenic
Right.
right on your
top of it.
wound.
Just slap it on.
Yeah. The reason for that was that they thought the toughening of the skin around your wounds, like scabbing,
Right.
was a bad thing. So then they applied the arsenic thinking that it would soften the skin. But
Oh,
really,
no.
it took it off. But they didn't see that as a bad thing either because now it removed the hard crustiness, which that's your body trying to heal.
Right.
But in that time, they didn't understand that. And then that's the result of that is
That's fucking-
poisoning yourself.
So dumb, man.
It's insane. I love this shit. I just
can't.
love it.
I just can't. So the use of arsenic in traditional Chinese medicines dates back to 200 BCE and was described in the first traditional Chinese medicine book. And I had the name for it, but I could not fucking pronounce it, so I deleted it out of my fucking shit.
You can look it up if you want.
You can look it up. A common concept in ancient Chinese medicine was to use poison against poison. So that's, they had the whole book on it. Use a poison against a poison to counteract the effects.
And a lot of times Chinese had great health ideas,
Yeah.
but This maybe maybe wasn't their greatest
Not the best.
their greatest idea.
Paracelsus was a physician, chemist, and professor of medicine in Padua University, Italy. In the 16th century, Paracelsus was one of the first to document precise directions for the preparation of metallic arsenic as a therapeutic agent, and made a balm from white arsenic, which was a favored method used as barber surgeons to treat wounds. So you remember, like, back in the day, barbers were surgeons. They did all whatever. So this dude made a balm for these motherfuckers to just slap on there. Oh, I cut you. Let me just slap some fucking arsenic on top of you.
Oh my God, what?
the
Bro,
Had the same effect as we just talked about earlier, I'm
it was
sure.
the same situation. It's just crazy. Fucking arsenic, man.
How many times are they going to use it and be like, oh yeah, give me some more of that arsenic.
Hit me with the arsenic.
Yeah, that shit worked last time
Give me
when
the
my
white
face
powder.
slid off.
The white powder.
Oh my God.
All right, so arsenic and the treatment of leukemia.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This one's interesting.
It could
Turns
it could
interesting.
work. You know what we use today? It's the same kind of
It's the same
craziness.
In 1878, in Boston City Hospital, Fowler solution was discovered to lower the white cell count in 2 normal people, with a more significant decrease in a person with chronic myelogenous leukemia, which is also known as CML, and subsequently became an accepted treatment for leukemia. In 1931, arsenic trioxide was successfully used to treat CML, but it had severe side effects, and its use as an anti-leukemic agent became superseded by chemotherapy and radiation.
Yeah, treatments.
Yeah. So they were like, nah. But, however,
Yeah.
in the 1990s, several studies from China showed that arsenic trioxide was effective in treating de novo and relapsed acute promyelocytic leukemia, or APL. In 2000, the U.S. FDA approved arsenic trioxide
25 years ago.
for the treatment of APL. In 2001, researchers from University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences demonstrated the efficacy in arsenic trioxide in the treatment and end stages of high-risk multiple myeloma. And currently, arsenic trioxide is approved to treat relapsed or refractory APL, which is that leukemia. And research is continuing to determine its efficacy in other hematological cancers. So it's still
Proof that,
that
maybe too much of something could be really bad, but when you're using it, and I'm sure these are just
well, and it's like, what's the alternative?
minuscule amounts.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's the alternative? You're going to die of this cancer or
So we got to
leukemia.
kill it before it kills you.
Right. Well, it's just the same as like chemotherapy and shit anyways. So, but it's proving to be successful. So,
I mean,
and this is all recent.
this is so recent.
Yeah.
So I'm sure arsenic could be studied further to have some benefits or whatever, but
It doesn't need to be like a dye on your fucking dress.
Yeah,
Or your fucking
no
wallpaper.
shit. no shit.
But maybe at some sort of like controlled level.
A
you know.
therapeutic level.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, but like some of that radiation that they're doing for cancer, everyone has a loved one who's had cancer. We've all seen everyone go through the radiation, the treatment. It's brutal.
It is. It's fucking terrible.
But like you said, the alternative is death.
Yep.
So we got to kill it before it kills you. And if arsenic can do that, I don't know how we're killing the cancer before we're killing the person.
Right. But I mean, it's the same thing with fucking chemotherapy and shit too. So, I mean,
But fuck yeah, because science is awesome.
It is.
If they can fucking do it,
hail
I
science.
support it. But let's not do any wallpaper shit or like
Let's not do that. And
crazy
say that we did.
things.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
This is my favorite part.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys know who Julia Tofana is?
No.
Oh my God. Love her. So anyways, my favorite YouTuber did a whole episode on this, and it's my favorite ever.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Bailey Sarian. I've been following her since before, like, like when she had like only like 500,000, which isn't, compared to what she's got now.
I'm the same way with my favorite, so I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so
Yeah.
she's like, I'm in love. Anyways, Julia Tofana invented a mysterious poison in the 17th century Italy called aqua tofana.
Okay.
Oh.
And Bailey says it like this, aqua tofana.
Oh. Fancy name.
Also
like
known
it.
as the inheritance poison. The concoction was disguised as a bottle of makeup, and women bought the arsenic-laced potion to help them escape bad marriages.
Oh.
I
My
love her.
Fucking God, why do I love...
I love her.
I'm not going to poison my husband, but
right.
I like
Julia
women who are
Tofana,
empowered.
we love you.
I do though. Girl, why did you make a poison that sounds so close to your name?
Because it was a makeup, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, okay.
It
So
was marketed
like
as
disguised,
yes,
but you're not wrong. Like, duh,
Right.
if you're trying to get away with
Yeah.
it. But this was a different time.
Yeah.
right.
They were like, I'm getting away.
I
with
still
this.
like it, but
Right.
like, come on.
In those years, death was sometimes the only way to escape an abusive husband, and just a few drops of the poison could kill without leaving a trace. As many as 600 people died as a result of Tofana's poison. Yeah.
Okay, girl.
In 1659, one of Tofana's...
And this was her like. This is what she set out to do, or
Yeah.
did she set out to make makeup?
No.
She set out to
There's
kill
a
people's
whole,
husbands.
There's a whole backstory on it that I didn't have time to go into, but like I said, Bailey Sarian has a whole episode on it. It's called Aqua Tofana, and you should watch it. She goes into every specific about the case, and it's a really good watch.
Okay.
And she says Aqua Tofana.
So you have to watch it now.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Okay.
Okay. In 1659, one of Tofana's customers was caught, and the investigation ultimately led back to Tofana. She was executed along with her daughter and several accomplices.
Oh man.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They went all out.
But, you know, queen, lover.
Yeah.
She was helping bitches get rid of their fucking husbands.
Yep, I stand with her.
All right. Catherine de Medici. Anybody?
Oh
Anybody?
yes, girl.
Okay.
Hit me with the Catherine.
There's a lot that we can talk about. We
Yeah.
eventually will probably do a whole episode on her. This is just as it pertains to this one particular thing. Love Medici.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was very into this arsenic thing.
So Catherine has been considered something of a sorceress for her time. She was a 16th century French queen trained in the mixing of potions and capable of murder without a hint of remorse. Bitch was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her for it. You seen The Serpent Queen?
Oh yes.
Oh my God, so good. One legend was that has helped her reputation is the story of Jeanne d'Albret, and that was the Queen of Navarre. France in the 1500s was a place of constant civil war between Catholics and Protestants, as most of us, I mean, we know, maybe you out there don't know, but we here at the Tea Party definitely know.
Obsessed.
Because we're obsessed with that time period.
Yeah.
D'Albret fiercely defended the Protestant cause in France, and Catherine was a strict Catholic, and she was married to King Henry II of France. In an effort to unite the country, a marriage was arranged between D'Albret's son, Henry, and Catherine's daughter, Princess Marguerite. 2 months before the strategic wedding, D'Albret died suddenly, along with all of her resilience to keep the marriage from going forward.
Period.
Many of the Protestants believed the death to be a murder and pointed to Catherine as the prime suspect. The weapon of choice was a pair of poisoned gloves. Leather gloves, to be more specific.
She was so clever.
She was.
Mm-hmm.
When Catherine de' Medici came to France to marry, she brought with her several trends from her native Florence, Italy. And Italy in the 16th century was a fragrant place where perfume was used to scent the skin as well as articles of clothing. And Catherine arrived in France with her personal perfumer, because that was a thing, and a large collection of custom perfumes.
Yeah.
She promptly introduced perfume gloves, or sweet gloves as they were known, to the French court. Leather was the most popular choice of sweet gloves, but scenting a leather glove was not easy. So leather tanning process at the time used animal excrement, which gave the finished product a more
Stinky.
smooth finish, but definitely a fucking disgusting odor.
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like puke.
Like puke?
Like puke.
Ew.
Yeah, it was nasty.
I did not know that.
Yeah. This is why leather glove makers had turned to perfume to mask the smell. Perfumers in the 16th century had to use many different natural ingredients for this to be successful, and sweet gloves were most commonly scented with herbs, spices, woods, and flowers. It was a time-consuming process. First, the ingredients had to be mixed with animal fat, boiled, and later separated, and gloves were then dipped into the fragrant liquid and left outside to dry. And depending on the material used and the power of scent that you wanted, the whole process had to be repeated like several times.
Ugh.
Queen Catherine was never truly accepted by the French people that she ruled over, who viewed her as a manipulative foreigner with a passion for the dark arts.
Oh.
Well, but
Same girl.
yeah.
The French had long considered Italians masters of poison and witchcraft, which we'll talk a little bit more about masters of poison here in a little bit. And Catherine's interest in it and support for science was accepted as proof of her occultism. Because she loves things like astronomy and there was another one. Astronomy being a big one she was like obsessed with, but any science related anything she was very into.
Yes.
Which was total no-no at the time for a woman to be
Yep.
that way. The death of her known enemy, d'Albret, only added fuel to this fire, and Protestants were quick to accuse Catherine of the death of their prominent champion, and one rumor that began to circulate was that Queen Catherine had murdered d'Albret with a pair of poisoned gloves. Poison?
Did she?
Did she? Poison was a common killer in France at this time. At the rise of the quote-unquote French school of poisoners is said to have inspired as many as 30,000 poisoners by 1572.
My God.
Wow.
It's like a city of them.
For real. Catherine's image as a sorceress, as well as her access to skilled specialists in the fields of science, prompted many adversaries to allege that she was involved in d'Albret's murder. Or sudden death, I should say, because we don't know. The outspoken Queen of Navarre had been viewed by Catholics as a threat in need of silencing for quite some time, and gloves were a common gift of the royal court anyway, and valued not only for their like precious material, because leather, you know, it took a long fucking time to do,
Yeah.
but for their symbolism. And gifted gloves, especially coming from a queen, conveyed a sentiment of loyalty and affection.
Like, you have to accept this. You have to probably even wear it
Yes.
because this came from your queen. Yeah.
This came from the queen. And even though the discord between the two women was well known through France, many Protestants assumed that Queen Catherine would surely have sent a pair of sweet gloves to the mother of her son's betrothed, because it would have been rude not to,
Yeah.
and she would have accepted them. The answer to this whole question of whether she did or didn't came too late for Medici's reputation, but I don't think she really cared. I think she liked that reputation. The theory of d'Albret's death by poisoning gloves has since been discredited by modern historians, who consider it much more likely that d'Albret succumbed to tuberculosis instead. But the intrigue and myth continues to prosper, and it seems that we are more willing to believe a rumor about gloves infused with poison than we are to accept the reality of just a common disease.
Because what a story.
Yeah.
Why the fuck wouldn't
love it.
we? I love it.
And, you know, the thing about Catherine de Medici is that, like, this is just, like, one minor
Oh my
thing.
gosh. Okay, so what I know of her, there was rumors that she used to wear a vial of arsenic around her neck.
Uh-huh.
Like, she carried
And
this
her
shit with
ring.
her everywhere. Yeah,
She
her
had a
ring. Yep, her
Somebody
ring.
else that we're going to talk about next also had a ring.
Yeah, and like, she's just so well known for just
Poisoning. Yep.
Yeah. Because it's not just this lady who
No.
was
No, no,
poisoned.
no, no.
There was, if you
No.
do your research, there was many people around her that just succumbed to things that were something similar to food poisoning.
Yeah.
Like,
and it happened a lot, especially in the presence of Catherine de Medici.
yeah.
But, you know, like I said, we could literally do a whole fucking episode on just her and her poisonings and still not have enough time to talk about everything.
Oh yeah, and also though she may have got a bad rap because back in those days and still today, women are witches, right? Women are sorcerers. Women are fucking wicked. And
Yes, I am.
Since no shit, and since people around her were dying, well, guess what? Everyone was dying in those days.
For real.
But they didn't like
Use
her.
some soap, bitches.
Yeah, no shit.
For
But they
real.
already didn't like her.
No, they
So it
didn't.
was easy to be like, she poisoned them. She's the reason. She's whatever. And she's wicked. But was she?
The Borgia family.
Yes.
Arguably the most infamous family of Renaissance Italy. Love the Borgias.
Absolutely.
Love the Borgias. Their name became synonymous with cruelty and corruption. And even if current historians are attempting to acquit them, the Borgias legend remains fucking fascinating. There's so much.
Yeah.
Originating from the Borgia town in Valencia, Spain, the Borgias became prominent during the 15th and 16th centuries, which was the same time as Catherine de Medici. Among their illustrious members were two popes, and that's Calixtus III and Alexander VI, as well as the illegitimate children of Alexander VI, which was Caesar Borgia, and the renowned political schemer Lucrezia Borgia.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She's my favorite.
Where's that bitch?
She's my favorite.
Yeah.
Due to the actions of these two children, the family name remains associated with greed, power, lust, and murder.
And poison.
And poison. They had their own special one. We're going to talk about it. The Borgias specialized in disposing of cardinals, bishops, and nobles by using several kinds of poison, including arsenic, strychnine, cantharidin, and aconite. And this was incorporated into drinks, clothes, gloves, books, flowers,
Whatever.
drugs, whatever they could poison, they would do it.
Whatever.
Yep. It is said that the Borgias selected and laid down rare poisons in their cellars with as much thought as they gave to their like vintage wine. The ideal poison should be reliable, effective, deceptive, and slow acting, but strong enough to kill the victim. It has been suggested that all of these properties were accumulated in a secret poison used by the Borgias, and this was called Cantarella. And it was a
fancy.
variation of arsenic, the composition which remains unknown. So this is all hearsay, but this was their signature poison.
Wow. Can we just signature poison?
I love it. I love it too. A primary reason for the popularity of arsenic as a poison, which we've talked about, it had no flavor, no odor. It could be mixed with food or drink, and it's tasteless, so you would never know that it was there. Cantarella was a complex mixture containing, supposedly, this is all from like people talking, through the grapevine, whatever, was a complex mixture containing arsenic combined with alkaloids of purification admitted by organic substances in the later stages of decay. So I'm going to talk about that. So according to Nicholas Garelli, and he was a chief physician for Emperor Charles VI, to obtain alkaloids of purification to make this Cantarella, a high dose of arsenic was administered to a pig, which was then suspended by its hind legs. And then the froth from the mouth of the dying animal was collected and kept in a bottle for the use of the composition of poisons. So they used this to like...
What? Keely, are you going to choke? Are you choking?
So they used this to like basically...
Arms up.
Purify their poisons, quote unquote.
Oh,
what?
My
and make it
God.
Make it like stronger.
How? What?
So they poisoned a pig, and then they collected his spit because it was going to be more concentrated.
And it
they
was
thought?
it would
Or
like
it was?
purify the apparently it worked really well.
And then they would use that as a poison for like a person.
Yep.
If some motherfucker gave me some pig spit poison,
Poor pig.
what the fuck?
The poor
No.
pig. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but what the fuck is even
Kalia?
happening?
And then they hung him up by his legs. That's
hit my head on my light.
She did. It just went thump. If y'all heard that, that's
Tracy
what happened.
thumped her.
Y'all heard the
Too
thump.
many mimosas.
Okay, no.
Lord.
Okay. Continue.
okay.
What?
No, I don't know. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? The poor pig.
This was their signature poison. They could not have less.
Ew.
Yeah.
So the Italian physician and historian Paolo Giovio mentioned that Cantarella was kind of a whitish powder with a pleasant taste and resembled sugar.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
And resembled sugar, and that its efficacy was proved in several murders.
Kaylee's face of dead.
And it was served in a goblet of wine at dinner, and its reputation, it had a reputation to
Yes.
function with like time clock precision. Like they knew what the fuck they were doing with
What?
that shit.
I'm baffled.
I am too. I didn't know that that's how they got it, but
No, don't even. Who is the fucker who's alive talking about how good it was? Who is what?
This is what it was said to have done, and this is all hearsay through the grapevine because we don't have any strict
There's no
hard evidence.
proof, yeah.
There's no proof.
there's no proof that this happened.
But this is just what
It
has
happened.
been said.
It did
It fucking
happen.
happened.
I believe it did
It definitely
too. Yes.
happened. According to the desire of the murder, Cantarella could kill in a day, a month, or even a year.
This is fucking chaos.
It was also believed that Cantarella was so powerful that no antidote existed. It was said that victims presented with a variety of symptoms, including confusion, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, which could mimic lots of other diseases, as we know.
Are you blown away?
Me on every weekend.
Oh my god.
So this next part's kind of... So it seems that Pope Alexander VI and his son Caesar accidentally fell victims to Cantarella poisoning.
Okay, there it is.
Alexander died,
Yeah. Dead.
but his son recovered after entering into the body of a dead horse. And this is an ancient belief mentioned by an
Like
Italian...
Ace Ventura
Yep.
goes
What
into
is
that
going
fucking
on?
hippo or whatever the fuck it is.
Yep. And this was an ancient belief mentioned
What is happening?
in an Italian physician sustaining that entering the body of a dead horse warded off the effects of poison. It worked.
I've
He
heard
didn't
of
die.
this.
He
I've
didn't
heard of
die.
this.
He didn't die.
I
Did
wonder
they use the spit
why.
of his dad?
Because that's not science.
No.
That's
not.
morbid
Yeah.
as fuck.
Well, he's gonna. Ooh.
Yeah, no shit.
Are you okay, Kaylee?
Kaylee is fucking fucked up over there. You fucked her up with this.
The
I don't-
Borgias were fucked up, man.
I don't even know what the fuck is
another-
happening. Like, what the fuck?
Another
Pig spit, horse, dead body and horse comes back to life. Fucking dead man. He probably got his spit used, put in poison. I don't know what's going on.
This is a checklist. She's
I'm
going.
freaking out. Like, I don't even know what's
I'm
happening.
freaking out, man.
I'm freaking out, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just laughed so hard.
Kaylee is
I'm
fucked.
stressed.
She's shook.
I'm so stressed.
All right. So according, another mystery surrounding Cantarella is its name.
Yes.
The word arose from cantarellus, which in Latin means small cup, or coming from the Greek word, and I didn't even put the Greek word in here because it's a fucking symbol and
It's
I can't
crazy.
fucking pronounce
Yeah.
it. But it means a kind of drinking cup. So the choice of the name seems logical as cantarella, as it's almost always mixed in a liquor or fortified with wines and served in small cups, okay?
Okay.
So regardless of the origin of the name of the poison and its composition, Cantarella became synonymous with the murders of the Borgias because, like, that was their signature fucking poison. And its poisonous powder is summarized in the Renaissance Italian black humor, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to live, don't dine with the Borgias.
Yes.
And few who have dined with the Borgias have lived to tell of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
We're all just looking at Kaylee waiting for her to like respond because she looks like she's gonna pass out.
I'm fine.
Maybe we should do video. You guys would be dead.
You guys
For
would
real.
be dead because I'm
Well, is it you would be deceased?
deceased.
I'm so deceased right now. Literally. Me
so
and my
mad.
text.
Why is she so pissed off?
She's very upset.
I'm not mad, but I don't know why. But it just says I just have that voice or something.
Listen, this bitch can't hang. No more
She
mimosas
is
for
done.
her.
She's done.
Girl, I was saving that for you anyways.
Good job.
I'm drinking it. You don't get none.
But there is the
I was
armor.
saving that for you, she said.
There is the armor up there.
I think y'all had too much arsenic tonight.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
I don't.
Oh my god.
The information is spectacular,
It's-
but
yeah.
I don't fucking know what is happening. I'm so confused. I don't know who the Borgias is.
We're gonna listen.
You don't know who the Borgias are?
I don't understand what is happening.
Alexander
She doesn't know
the
who they
Alexander
are.
the Sixth was the father, okay, and Caesar and Lucrezia were his children. There was another one, but I can't remember his
They were
name. He was
a
the Pope.
family.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
They were Italian?
Yes,
Yes.
but because Alexander became pope, he had to discredit his children or whatever because you can't have a pope can't have legitimate children because fucking celibacy and all that
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
shit.
There's actually like a real dramatized show called The
There's
Borgias.
actually two, and you
Oh,
should
there's
watch
two.
them. They're
Yeah.
and they're
Okay.
both called the Borgias,
And
both
they're
of them, and they're
like drama, but
they're so good.
Yeah.
actually
and
a lot of that shit in there happened.
Yeah,
so.
and you will love Lucrezia.
Yeah,
she's a fucking G, man.
Yeah.
Love her.
She's dope.
She had a
She's a queen.
kid. She had a kid. Some people say it was her brother's kid, like whatever, because they say that they were like totally into
Ew.
incest. Anyways, we can do a whole episode on the Borgias too because they are fucking. I don't know.
So interesting. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I blame you for feeding us mimosas.
I thought it was.
Ooh.
I thought. Ooh. I thought it was a wonderful idea. Go fuck yourself if you don't like my fucking mimosas.
I thought it was a fabulous idea.
Here.
We're
And my-
doing this
my-
again.
My
is
tea party.
Tracy's.
Look at all my.
You're gonna
fucking-
love
So I could literally go on about arsenic for forever.
for a long time.
Yeah, there's so many stories, so much information, and so many fucking murders. And in fact, I will. I will go on.
We will go on forever.
But in order for you to hear it, you'll need to head on over to our Patreon page.
Oh shit! She just hit you with that motherfucker.
She snapped out with that shit.
Oh shit!
support the show by going to thepoisonteaparty.com and click the support the show tab to hear the rest of our story that we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Girl,
Yeah,
I didn't even see that coming.
I blindsided. So what did you ladies think?
I'm loving this so far. I cannot wait to talk more about this because
Yes.
it's just getting good.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
talk some more about some crazy shit.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Would you aqua tofana your husband?
No.
No, me either.
No.
Kaylee,
I
don't
found-
lie.
Me? No. But if a bitch wanna test me.
Oh Lord! Would you guys hang out with Catherine de Medici or Lucrezia
Hell
Borgia?
yeah, I would.
Abso-fucking-lutely, we would be girls.
I think so.
But I wouldn't drink anything that she gave me.
No.
And you
Right.
gotta, you gotta watch it because Lucrezia had a ring that she would flip upside down and like reach over the table and fucking pour poison into somebody's drink. You wouldn't even know it was happening.
Oh my God, she's all up. Damn.
So what about the drinking water in Bangladesh? Would you drink that shit?
Get yourself some damn wine and just drink that, bitch.
For real. Well, you probably shouldn't drink the water in Bangladesh because if you do, well, then you've definitely been poisoned.
Mike motherfucking drop.
She's
Just
full
saying.
of surprises today.